It's a sad day and it's a very traumatic one. The Labour Party has been central to my life for so many years, and I've always regarded the Labour Party as the means to achieve social and economic justice for people. It's a very sad day.
Explain to us why you've felt that resigning is your only option.
A general election is looming. There's a very real possibility that Jeremy Corbyn could become Prime Minister, and as a public figure I felt I wasn't able to say to people they should vote for Labour under Jeremy Corbyn, and that means I could no longer be a member of the Labour Party and the Labour MP. I've seen the rise of anti-Semitism and anti-Jewish racism in the Labour Party and extremism generally under the leadership of Jeremy Corbyn. The only time in which the Labour Party takes any action is when it's exposed and when very brave whistleblowers talk about what they've experienced. This isn't something I can live with, and we're now at a time when the Equalities and Human Rights Commission are conducting a statutory investigation into whether the Labour Party is institutionally anti-Semitic. I find that very hard to accept.
Do you think it is institutionally anti-Semitic?
I think that it is institutionally anti-Semitic, a very hard thing to say, and it's not just about Jewish people, it's about the nature of our society, and you can't be an anti-racist party if you tolerate hatred towards Jewish people.
Do you believe Jeremy Corbyn himself is anti-Semitic?
I don't know what's in Jeremy Corbyn's heart, but he certainly has presided over the growth of anti-Semitism in the Labour Party with his brand of politics, and all too often anti-Jewish conspiracy theories that may lie mainly in the right wing of politics have come into the left wing of politics and have now started to dominate the Labour Party. I think he finds it very hard to accept that that's happening, and that's why he can't act against it unless he's forced to. He can't accept that anti-Semitism is alive and kicking on the left and now in the Labour Party. And I suspect that too many of the people he's been associated with for a very long time are implicated in it, and that's why he finds it so hard to confront it.
In terms of the issue for other MPs have, and I noticed you'll have noticed this as well, your colleagues have said how traumatic and sad this is that you're leaving the party, colleagues that you've known for many years, but most of them have decided to stay. Only a handful of Labour MPs have actually quit the party. What is your message to those Labour MPs whose argument is they agree with you on everything you've said, but they believe the right thing to do is to stay and fight?
Well, most Labour MPs have supported my stand and indeed have taken their own stand against Labour's anti-Semitism, particularly in forcing the Labour Party to accept the international definition of anti-Semitism. A lot of the fight to secure that has come from the overwhelming majority of Labour MPs. Everybody has to take their own decision about what they do. I have been fighting this from within the party. I think the time has now come that I have to leave, but everyone has to take their own decision. I fully respect that, and I would just say to everybody, you have been fighting this evil, please keep doing it.
Obviously, at the moment, there's a triggered ballot process taking place across the Labour Party for all MPs. I think you were expecting that process to start in the coming days in Liverpool Riverside until your decision yesterday. Is part of your decision to leave kind of preempting in the fact that you believe you probably would have been what they call triggered, that you may have been up for re-selection? Has that accelerated your decision here?
Well, I've left because I realise I can't ask people to vote for Jeremy Corbyn as Prime Minister. That's why I've left. And certainly in my own constituency, many of the activists have been very hostile towards me and tried to force no confidence votes very recently, and were stopped from doing so.
Do you think that was driven by anti-Semitism?
It was driven by a very strong dislike of me, and I feel that there is an obsessive concentration on matters related to Jewish matters. But there are also activists who have supported me and have bravely spoken up and said so. And there are many members who don't attend meetings who have told me that they back me too. But I've just decided that as a public figure, I cannot ask people to vote for Jeremy Corbyn as Prime Minister, and that's why I'm quitting.
When the election comes, we don't know when, but when it comes, will you stand again as an independent?
I haven't given any thought at all to what I will do. I've just been agonising over this. I do know that I will never join another political party. and I hope that under different leadership I can go back to the Labour Party, which remains my political home.
So